Big O! It's showtime!
Hello. It's Manny. This is not your usual episode. It's pretty sad. On the 29th of March, we lost Big O. I convinced myself I could do this, right? Because for a little bit over a year, he was a co-host of UFO Buster Radio. You know, and he'd show up here and then whenever he wanted to say hello to people. Needless to say, he's going to be missed, right? You know, he had a thing about him, he had a laugh. And some of you guys know that Big O was my youngest brother. So for this little tribute, you know, I picked a classic Big O episode, you know. And actually there's two. You know, the second one is one of the funnier ones. But he was new to UFOs, and he just wanted to learn so much, you know. The paranormal. And, you know, a lot of people don't follow the podcast on social media. Hell, a lot of people from UFO Buster Radio are not still caught up with the Tempest universe. So, eventually this will be a shock for them. As it was for me. So, just wanted to share this episode. Classic Big O. And, rest in peace.
Welcome to UFO Buster Radio. I'm your host, Big O, and my co-host, the man with the plan and his britches up and pink and fashionable, Manny Moonraker. What's going on, Manny? This is episode 48.
You know, for some reason, I was expecting this week I would hear something about the big girl panty incident, but nothing. No one mentioned it at all. So...
the trannies and the panties. Anyway.
Yeah, so I guess what that means is that the audience appreciated the analogy or the reference because everybody's cool with it. So I'm good.
Either that or we just need to go more balls to the wall. Go all out.
Yeah, I'm not putting anything on the wall.
I'm going to lay it all out there.
Good luck with that.
I am.
So this week, of course, we got UFO news. Eventually, we're going to have to get together and get some interviews done. So we need to put some feelers out there.
Feelers.
So that we can get an interview and bring somebody with some serious experience. Serious. So the first news that we got that we're going to talk about this week is going to be out of the UK.
UK! Across the pond.
Across the pond.
What's going on in the UK? Is it what? The Brits? No, not Brits.
Yeah, they're Brits.
The Brits. I love me some Brits.
And the UK is awesome.
It's nothing but bullocks.
We have so many listeners from the UK, and we appreciate every single one of you. As a matter of fact, so does the Ministry of Defense, because they decided to stop researching UFOs.
Completely stopped.
Totally. They dropped the whole thing.
Yep. One of the few countries. There's only a few countries that left that have an active UFO and extraterrestrial program, and the UK, they dropped it. They dropped the ball.
Well, it turns out, folks in the UK, you don't have to worry because the Americans came in and saved the program.
We picked it up like a fumble. It's a fumble.
That's right, NFL fumble.
Or like a they call it football over there? No, they don't, because football is soccer. So yeah, NFL fumble. Sorry.
So apparently the U.S. is funding the continuation of Project Condon. So for those of you in the United States...
Say that again?
Project Condon.
Condon. Okay.
Project Condon was the actual project that the UK was using to investigate over 12,000 UFO sightings.
Oh, man. 12,000. And just are the 12,000 sightings are actually in the UK or around the world?
These are UK sightings, of which 5% still remain unexplained.
Hence, there are still UFOs.
So this report, of course, is published by the Express UK, and what drew the interest from UFO Buster Radio was the fact that the project still continues today and is being led by a colonel from the United States military.
Which makes you wonder.
Now, what might be of interest to the folks in the UK is that the project, or the headquarters for this particular group, was moved into London's Soho Square.
Soho?
Soho. They got their own Soho, too. Kind of like in New York.
Oh, and Tampa has a Soho, too.
Oh, man, everybody's got a Soho.
Yeah, it's a party. Like, it's funny because the Soho down here, they're like crazy, balls to the wall, and party and everything. So
that's like your new phrase for this week, balls to the wall.
It is. That's gonna be my thing.
So the Pentagon officially is not disclosing any information regarding this continuing project. Neither is the MOD, the Ministry of Defense.
Okay. So
things that you want to know is that the apparently most of the group is made up of American analysts or scientists. There are some of the UK citizens attached to this project. However, they are not acknowledging the project at all publicly. What I find interesting is the name of the project, Project Condon.
It is interesting. It's borderline explicit.
Well, no, that's not it.
Oh,
so we always see how some of these NASA projects or rocket things are named certain, titles or whatever that we kind of wonder why they came up with that name.
Yeah.
So I looked up the word condon. So condon has to do with either punishment or retribution, and is appropriate to the crime or wrongdoing, fitting and deserved. So in other words, this is kind of like payback for something? I don't get it.
Well, if you think about it, it kind of falls along with the Majestic 12, and all the things they were talking about. So that's pretty interesting.
So one of the other things that the article actually wants to let us know is that there is a particular interest in space because of the eventual militarization of space.
Oh, that's going to happen easily. I mean, if you think about it, as we push technology forward and faster, right, pretty soon, it's going to be all up in space.
So the article actually contradicts itself because it also says that most of the research that came out of Project Condon indicates that the scientists say that it was plasma in the air that resulted in many of the UFO reports that they received.
Yep, plasma balls, which is a natural phenomenon that happens every once in a while, that there's like a ball lightning type deal. Right?
Yeah, so here's my thing. So if most of these are ball lightning, which happens naturally during storms, and when you have all this built-up electrical charge in the air.
And volcanoes, a lot happen around volcanoes.
So why do we have a colonel from the United States visiting 7 Soho Square in London, continuing the research that the MOD left?
Well, there's still that 5%.
But what does that 5% have to do with the militarization of space?
Ooh, now that's a good question. Forget about everything else that you just said. You're right. That is a good question. I feel as, Americans, the American government trying to be that superpower, and us being, the American government sometimes can be extremely paranoid. I think space is one of those things that they feel that is one of our major weak points that we don't have a handle on. So, what better way? This is a conspiracy theory coming from Big O, which I have my radical hat on at this point. I'm going to throw one out there for everybody. I just dropped my phone. Anyway, I'm going to throw one out there just for everybody. So, indulge me, if you will, sir. How else would you get intel from a different government if you're just right there with all of their intel in front of you laid out?
I don't even understand the question.
Well, here's the thing. If the U.S. general goes over to and takes over an entire project, right, he now has access to all kinds of intel information. Probably some intel information that they don't understand will help us. So, in a way, that could be an asset to figure out what that local government and governments surrounding the area is doing.
Well, according to some of the stuff that was reported in the story, a lot of it is coming, I guess, full circle because China and Russia are really ramping up their space programs. So I'm not sure if that's the same line you're going, but
I think so.
Yeah, so that's what the story is saying. So they're trying to find a way to, ramp up space militarization because we got the Russians and the Chinese
going
doing
at
their
it
part.
again.
Yeah, but again, the question is, are you going to base a militarization of space based on 5% of UFO sightings that have not been defined? So there just seems to be something else lurking behind there.
Okay. See, I think you're seeing it as a ufologist type, frame of mind. I'm seeing it as a conspiracy frame of mind. I'm thinking the reason why they're going to use that excuse as much as possible. You know what? I think I've been reading the Majestic 12 too much.
It could be. It could be.
I just realized. I think they're using that situation to actually go into another government and keep an eye on, being across the pond. I mean, granted, we got the NSA, we got the CIA, and we got all these secret other agency companies that we probably don't even know about because we don't have the proper clearance to actually even be known. And, Google doesn't know everything.
Well, you'd be surprised how much Google knows.
I'm just saying, Google doesn't know everything. Not everything. But what I am saying is, yeah, they could be somewhat of, the whole, we going over there because there could be something coming our way, like blah, 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 with the Indians coming. But I also feel that the reason why we're doing this is because we're stepping up our game to intercept China and Russia.
So there you go. That's the story. And apparently there is an international connection to this. However, somebody is keeping an eye to the sky and looking at all these reports from the MOD. So if anyone out there were to say that things like the Majestic 12, Project Blue Book, Project Condon are things of the past, the government isn't involved in these things, you're completely mistaken, and you need to open your eyes and ears.
Yep. It's funny because I looked into Project or the Majestic 12 as, very lightheartedly, and laughing at some of the stuff. But in reality, sometimes it does make sense. And it's kind of scary when it does make sense.
Yeah, because you have a perfect example right now.
Yep, perfect example. And this is why I am making a radical hat. I'm not even kidding you. I'm going to make one, and it's going to be presented on UFO Buster Radio, probably right after our 50th anniversary. And I'm going to have to make it good because that TR3B was badass.
Yeah, it was an amazing piece of artwork by James. So,
it is artwork.
Yeah, so before we go into the ozone, I want to remind everyone out in the UK, since this was a UK story, that we've been circulating a link to the Phoenix Trading Company, and they have a great collection of Christmas cards, Advent cards, calendars, whatever you need for the holidays in order to send out your well wishes. So please check out the link in the description. It's a great company, and why wait to the last minute like I do? I don't know about Big O, but usually the week before Christmas is when I'm looking to send out cards.
Look.
And usually they don't go out. So
I mean, seriously? No. I usually pre-plan and pre-order, so I've already contacted, that company, and I feel
you're not in the UK. How can you contact them?
I don't care. I actually have friends. I do have friends in the UK. Believe it or not. Right? I got peeps in the UK. Right? And you can customize those cards, and it's beautiful. So, you guys check out that company.
Yep. Phoenix Trading Company in the description. Enough said.
Enough said.
Talking about the 50th anniversary. Oh, not anniversary. The 50th episode.
Yeah,
Toby has confirmed that he wants to join us.
Booyakah! My favorite. My number one fan. I'm going to be so stoked already. I'm ready. Let's go.
So, Toby, I haven't responded to your Twitter message, your DM, as they say, but this is your response. We're going to get together. I'll send you a message during the week because actually next Sunday is our 50th episode.
Next Sunday, me and Toby, we're going to bro out and go all dorked in. We're going to dork out so bad. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, so it'll be great. As a matter of fact, I did send him a message through YouTube because apparently he had a interesting episode regarding what's called the Mandela effect. And It just so happens that as soon as he published that episode, Secure Team 10 also published the same episode as well.
Like his episode or an episode similar?
An episode regarding the Mandela effect.
Oh, obviously, because, the Secure Team are like secret lovers / haters. Secret lovers. Because what they do is they feed off of the mainstream information or what's not mainstream, and they put it on there with no research whatsoever. I understand. It's okay, Secure Team 10. We understand. You're just
so,
talking.
What do you got in the ozone?
Big O! It's showtime! Well, today in the ozone, I got a little inkling to my SpaceX. Now, last week we talked about the SpaceX program, how there was a possible UFO that blew up a space rocket that was preparing to launch. It was refueling, and it was doing a test and just making sure everything, all lights are green, and it just blew up. Now,
so you know that SpaceX has been requesting people to send in videos and pictures of the incident.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they've been asking for any kind of information regarding the incident that someone might have taken images of.
So, because of this, I'm assuming that he is somebody important in the SpaceX program. His name is, right? Exactly. Elon Musk.
Oh, yeah. Who's that guy? I never heard of him.
At all. So, he stated, and this is an actual statement, he feels that he has not completely ruled out the fact that it was an actual UFO. That there's a heavy investigation going on right now because of it.
Well, Elon Musk, guess what? It was a UFO because we have no idea what the heck that thing was.
He basically in this article that we're going to post, he basically said that they were talking about maybe there was a couple of couplings that was bad, and it shook the rocket, and boom, that's what happened, blah, blah, blah. But just before the big explosion / fire, everything was a go. Nothing was wrong with the rocket at all. So, with that being said, could that have been a UFO?
Well, it was a UFO.
Well, what I'm saying, could it have been a cause of the fire? We all agree that it was a UFO within the video, right? Which is completely non-debatable at this point, I think. But what was the actual cause? They feel that the UFO has not been completely ruled out, even though they're still trying to figure out exactly what caused it. But he feels that, there's a high possibility that it might be there.
I think it's possible that the same autopilot that the Tesla cars use was used on the rocket, and it kind of blew itself up.
Where you get this information from?
I'm just saying, because he's having issues with the Tesla cars and the autopilot.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, so I think that's what it was. The rocket self-destructed, and he's trying to, play it off like it was E.T. that did it.
Wow. So the the investigation still continues as far as what happened to the Falcon 9 rocket from SpaceX with that whole explosion.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll figure out whether it was an actual UFO. Because, that could be AKA, I'm going to say this word. It could be the smoking gun, as far as it being captured and the UFO presence / extraterrestrial presence does not want us in space at all.
I could see him. I could imagine Elon just sitting at the control room. He's watching the video. It blows up, and he goes, "Man, that was balls to the wall."
Balls to the wall.
Yeah, balls to the wall.
He secretly calls the adapter or the phone bomb that's inside. Yeah, I can see that. Like, oh my God, that was balls to the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody put up your britches. We got to investigate.
Yeah, this is like the second week. We've got a new term for everyone. So hopefully there are no kids listening to this because they're going to go to school next week, and it's going to be ugly.
They're going to be balling.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually have a part two, a second story to the Big O segment. I want to say this word, but I am most likely not going to be able to say it. I'm going to say it as best as I can. I think it's called Scammenden in London. There's a dam.
There's a lot of UK people who just passed out when
cringed.
You said that. They're like, "Ooh."
Like, oh my God. They're killing the word.
Mm-hmm. I've never heard of this place. They're looking on maps. They go, "Where is it?"
I can see that now. They're like, "Where? In the UK? Really? In London?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where is this place? This magical place that you talk of? Well, apparently there's a dam over there across the pond again, where they have the M62, which is basically a flying saucer. The M62 have like frequent flyer miles within that neighborhood all the time, to the point where there's multiple videos of it being everywhere. Parents, daughters, kids, uncles, everybody. As a matter of fact, everybody is almost to the point where it's just an everyday thing there. And they're thinking that there's a underwater base on the high side of the dam. And that's where they're coming in and out of.
So wouldn't you think that'd be easy to resolve? Come on. It's a dam.
If you really think about it, no, I don't think so. And the reason being, there are still some people convinced that there is the Loch Ness Monster out there.
All right, but this isn't a monster. This is an actual UFO. Come on.
If it's on the ground, you'd think it would actually be, exposed on the surface or on the bottom / surface of the bottom of the lake. No, it will be under everything.
Yeah, but apparently people see it. They're not seeing it while they're swimming.
No, they see it, and here's the thing. They've also seen supposedly M62 and TR3B go into the lake.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, come on, people. Let's get some GoPros out there 24/7. Let's see this.
Dump them. Put some GoPros, put the waterproof thing on them, put some weights, dump them. That's how we're going to do it. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of drones out there. And I'm also pretty sure that there's plenty of drones. I mean, we have the Shark Week thing where they tag the shark and it goes down into the ocean and follow the shark. Why can't we do that and figure out what's on the bottom of the ocean? Or at the bottom of that lake? It's not even an ocean. It's a lake.
I mean, we don't even need that. All I want to see is someone to just put on some kind of a pole at different corners of the lake and just record 24/7.
That would be a long pole.
Yeah.
Oops.
What was that?
Oh, that was me showing the video that the link I sent you. My phone went ahead and went crazy. But the link was the different and many UFO sightings around that dam.
So there's actual video that shows these things coming out of the lake by the dam.
No. They're not coming. That was an eyewitness, but no video saying that it was coming in and out of the lake. Obviously, because, nobody would have video documentation of that. But there are video during the day, broad daylight with no clouds whatsoever. So there's no reason there would be like plasma balls or ball lightning, whatever you want to call it.
No balls on the wall.
No balls on the wall. Balls in the sky.
On the dam wall, there's a lot of balls.
Oh, yeah. That's a big-ass wall. A lot of balls.
So we're thinking that... I try to move on from that because it started to populate in my mind.
Because I could keep going with it.
Yeah, I just have to... Wow.
Wait, okay. Let me let this out real quick. You see, right now, I'm at a stage where
You're all about the balls?
I can really keep going. Oh, balls all day. So I can keep going and talk about it for days. Just ball talk. And if he doesn't do this and keep me going, we will talk. It'll be like 40 minutes, 50 minutes of, ball play.
So anyway, so what we're thinking of doing, starting in October, we are going to start looking at historical UFO incidents.
Yes.
And because the Majestic 12 miniseries has gone pretty well, and I've actually had a few people ask whether or not there's been any feedback about it. And while there hasn't been any feedback, we know people are listening to the information because there's some discussion around it. But there are so many stories out there that you don't hear because everyone is always stuck on the stories relating to Roswell or the stories that are famous, like Rendlesham.
Right.
But there are so many stories out there that do not get that airplay that deserve attention and really puts into perspective the timeline of how these UFO incidents continue to occur way after the Roswell incident.
Right. Especially when it comes to the abductees and mass sightings and stuff like that.
If you, the listener, has a particular incident that you've looked into, you've researched, and you want us to cover it, send us a tweet, a Facebook message, Google+, even contact us through YouTube and let us know, even UFOBusterRadio.com as well, or send us an email. We'll gladly cover that story.
Gladly. Look, I mean, really, don't be shy. I don't care what the story is about. As long as it's UFO related. Unless it's balls to the wall, then I might be interested. But still, I mean, you have so many different platforms on how to contact us. We should be so easy to get a hold of, and we'll roll with it, just like our source with the Majestic 12, which, in reality, it was a great amount of information. Oh, my God, it was a lot of information. And some of it make Grand Canyon leaps, but all of it is super interesting. And in a way, you're just helping us become a better show. So without you, we can't move on and evolve and be better.
And to add to that, the source actually sent a second document, which I'm going to cover on Wednesday's episode. So we'll talk about that document, and then that'll get us ready for the 50th episode next Sunday.
Ooh. Oh, that's another thing. Manny does not share half the information with me. It's not like we have a powwow before. No. 90% of the stuff, I would say 95% of the stuff, when he says it, I have no idea what he's talking about.
Well, it's good to get your honest reaction when you first hear it.
It is, and it's funny. And I'm trying to catch up with Manny because he does super amount of research. He's like a robot. Like, Robot O. And he will research for days on a subject and knows every angle, and I'm just like, okay.
So lastly, we want to make sure, and we're going to keep on plugging this, that we're taking the show to YouTube in December.
The YouTubes.
We're going to YouTube, so you'll be able to see our mugs
on the interwebs.
Yeah. So right now the show is on YouTube, but we started just showing like images of ETs and crashes and stuff like that.
Wait, we're showing our mugs?
Yeah, that's in December.
Really?
Yeah. Why else would you be on YouTube? Everybody shows their face on YouTube.
Not really. There's like a PowerPoint and all kinds of other stuff. Okay.
If you want Big O to show his face,
send
me a request.
At all. Trust me, you don't want to see this.
So that's what we're working on. We're getting that technology ready. Well, I'm working on it. We'll just have to introduce Big O to it later.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, so there you go. So don't forget, stay in contact with us. Let us know. We're here for you.
For you.
And, Big O, let them know the importance of sharing the show.
Oh, my God. So you have to share the show. The show is so important. If you was to take the microphone and put it on a dog's head and play the show, the dog will understand you 10% better, says nobody, and will not poop inside the house. I'm telling you, it is amazing how it works. You share it with your dog, cat, your baby. Your baby will actually stop crying. 10% of all lives that said no one said that this will work.
And what other UFO show makes balls to the walls a common household term?
Balls to the wall. Really?
None.
So UFO Buster Radio, on the many facets that you can listen to us, from Google Plus to Facebook to Twitter to the YouTubes on the interwebs. Check out our UFOBusterRadio.com.
And we're also on iTunes as well.
Why you interrupted me? I was in a row.
Yeah, you missed that one.
I was going to go back to it.
Well, that's all I got for this episode.
That's all I got for this episode. So from UFO Buster Radio, Big O, and the man with the plan, Manny Moonraker, laters!
Andiamo! Funny thing about those episodes is that, Big O really took pride in the name Big O. We would actually spend about 2-3 minutes. Mostly him telling me that I wasn't saying Big O correctly. He wanted me to howl it. I was really excited about it. These were about 5 years ago, that specific episode. Actually, most of them that he was on, which were well over 52. He lived in Florida. So, this was for you, Big O.
You seem to know cause I'll brush you off just like the dust upon my shoulder. I have a hunch of who you are. Believe it or not, I got the strength to blow you over. I'm a hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way. Hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way. I'm a hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way. Hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way.
The next episode clip is actually really funny because it is Big O's favorite, believe it or not. But he has some other ones, like when he went live to the Tampa Convention Center for a Comic-Con. But this one is the one that he always would bring up whenever he talked about his time on the podcast. Now, I kind of fucked this one up because I do have some background sound, and it's a little bit too loud. But this was the Demonic Rooster. And this is with Donna, who visited us to talk about things like the Anunnaki and aliens and things like that. And the Big O just, I don't know. It was his favorite. It was so unexpected what happened that I really, he really enjoyed this one.
Well, my theory is when you have a extraterrestrial being that's more powerful, right, they're going to automatically assume that's going to be like Jesus, and it's going to challenge a lot of people's religion. Now, I personally, well, not yours, obviously, but it's going to challenge a lot of people's religion, a lot of people's faith, because everybody believes that there's only one true God, which is Jesus Christ, and or whoever God is. You know, my religion is different. I won't disclose it, but
I think it's called beer and wine.
That too. And my thing is, if God or if a UFO comes out or extraterrestrial comes out on your front lawn, right, it's going to create so much anarchy and so much, disorder that is one of the reasons why the truth embargo is out right now. What do you think, Donna?
First off, I don't think that this would happen. If it did happen, I think that it would be, you would have two groups of people. You would have the sheep, and you would have the sheep. And the difference in those two sheep is who are they following? You have a group of sheep that are following the world and the worldliness of the world, and then you have another group of people that are following the Lord. And we are also told to beware of people saying, out in the desert, Jesus is there. We're warned against people that are proclaiming that they're Christ, because Christ was very specific on how he would return, and UFO is neither one of those ways. So, yeah, I think that it would be a very scary situation if it happened.
So, Donna, you have to pick a side. Am I right? Is Big O right? I mean, come on.
I think it would be. I don't think that. I believe that we're as a race we are definitely about our freedom and our rights and our right to own our world and to do what we want on it. And we're rebellious like that. I think that it would be a brawl. I think that we would see war, definitely.
So you're technically picking my side, Manny.
Whatever, I'm
just saying.
I'm disconnecting you right now. You're done, mister.
Technically,
she picked my side, so it's okay. You see, that's why I like Donna.
I don't believe they're benevolent. I don't. I think that they're not benevolent.
It's not going to be peaceful times. It's not.
Why do I hear
that
a rooster?
What? And that rooster completely agrees with me. You see? It's like 3 against 1 right now.
Whatever. Well, guys, we're coming to the end of the show. Donna, what do you think? You think you'll come back?
No, totally. I'm having a blast. This is fun. And give me harder questions, Big O.
Oh, Big O, yeah. Big O. Mm-hmm.
And I was told I had to be nice the first round, so...
No, be mean. I don't care.
Oh, no, Donna. No, Donna, no. Please don't say that.
Oh, so we're going to have her back in 2 weeks, right? So that I can be prepared.
You know what? We'll leave that up to Donna whenever she's available, and we can have her back.
Whenever.
So if anyone wants to leave any questions or comments for Donna that we can share with her, please look at the show description. We'll have our contact information and the roosters too, and also the ones for Big O. So Big O can also answer some of that. And we'll forward that over to Donna, and maybe on the next show she can, have some live conversations with people.
And some fried chicken, because
fried rooster.
Wanting some food right now.
This rooster, I hate it.
Well, Donna, thank you for...
I thought they'll be crowed in the morning and it's all day long. I mean, what the heck?
Yeah, he's really worked up. I don't know why.
He hears the Big O voice. So, yeah. Oh, man. What an awesome show.
Well, Donna, thank you for joining us this time around.
I hope you were still recording, because that would be awesome for the blooper reel.
Yeah, we are recording, Big O.
All right, one more time.
All right, so go ahead and end the show.
All right, thank everybody for joining us on UFO Buster Radio. This is our special guest, Donna, in the back.
And the rooster.
Our special guest was Rooster, Donna, and Manny. God, that just killed me.
All right, well, we'll see you guys on episode 14, and thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Say bye, Donna.
Freaking rooster. Bye.
Hey, this is Manny here. I just wanted to add a little note to the end of the show. Shortly after we ended the recording, a few minutes later, I got this message from Donna, which those of you who've listened to the end of the show will find very interesting.
So, hey, this is Donna again. I just wanted to let you know that the very minute I got off the phone, the rooster stopped crowing. So, I think there's some validity to this Nephilim demonic rooster. Just a thought. All right.
At 38 years old, Big O was taken away too soon. And as you can tell, he enjoyed being on the podcast. He enjoyed all the weird things that would happen. Just out of the blue, totally unscripted. And his main goal was to take me off script, to make me laugh so that, he can say he had an impact on the podcast. That's all I have for today in this episode. Rest in peace, Big O. We love you.
Firefly, how short is life? I dreamt we had more than 20. I have seen this before, and I have lived more than plenty. lullabies, I've used my time. Now lend me to the ocean. Sing my songs when I'm gone. I know sorrow, I know pain. Let them have me if I'm ready. All them skies know our names. When it's time, burn me steady. Then lay me in the ocean. Wide lullabies, I've used my time. Now lend me to